So, Canadian and United States relations just, going great under Trump. U.S. trade official elaborates on CUSMA grievances after rejecting deal's renewal. So the U.S. said, nah, we don't need this trade deal anymore. Get it out of here. Great.
Yeah, this is not great for the diplomacy. I mean, you could basically say that about any of the things that have happened in the last year. But it just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper of not making anything better while simultaneously slowly cutting away any sort of relations with other countries.
Sometimes it's not even slowly.
Yeah.
I mean, saying, Canada, you're going to become the 51st state. That seemed to really hurt relations. And then saying, hey, Northern Europe, we're going to take Greenland from you.
I mean, that is pretty wild to say forceful annexation thing to one thing, and I mean, two basically forceful annexation remarks to your closest allies.
And then to actually, start a war, global, and then destroy the global economy. I mean, come on.
While simultaneously continuing to say bad things about your allies.
And continuing the war that's destroying the global economy. My gosh, Trump 2.0 has been quite the ride for everyone, hasn't it? Let's check out this stuff about yet another fumble from the Trump admin.
I work directly for President Trump.
The U.S. won't rubber stamp the North American Free Trade Agreement, widely seen as a historic success.
We're not renewing as it is right now.
Why? Well, America's top trade official is pointing in part to Canada's warming relationship with China. U.S. Trade Representative James.
So the United States proves time and time again that they are not a reliable ally. So Canada's like, okay, well, we were your number one trade ally, and you can't be trusted. So we're going to go over to China. They can do everything you can do, and they probably won't screw us over every 4 to 8 years.
Yeah, and this is like about trade stuff, which is so interesting because as Americans, you're like sort of brainwashed into this belief that the American companies are like the ideal of, oh, this product is the best because it's an American one or whatever. Even though the more we traveled around, we realized that a lot of Chinese products, you always hear made in China, has this negative connotation. And sure, a lot of the products might be cheap, bad quality, but it is pretty insane that China is able to make electric cars for a third of the price and considerably, like, they're considered to be equal. And then I guess Canada bringing those in is now like, oh no.
That's the thing with the U.S. They want everyone to be their friend, but I mean, unless you're Trump, but then you just ruin all your friendships. But then at the same time, they don't want you to be friends with anybody else.
Yeah, because you need to get everything American.
Yeah, you have to only trade with me. Only trade with me. Come on. And not to mention the fact that on your point of the companies in China have the bad connotation, iPhones are made in China. So why couldn't China use those same factories, which they do, and make just as good of phones as iPhones?
Yeah. But then those same phones are banned from entering the US market.
I wonder why. Is it because iPhones aren't as good as they try to tell you they are?
Jameson Greer spoke to Global News the day after the United States decided not to extend CUSMA.
What I don't want is a situation where Canada's bringing in a lot of Chinese investment in Chinese cars and sending them into America. Like, that is actually totally at odds with what we're trying to do here.
To reduce reliance
Literally
on the
about
U.S.
the cars.
Is this Elon Musk's influence on Trump?
I've literally seen people love, like, for how much people don't like China stuff, people love BYDs, and they're not allowed in the US.
That has to be Elon pulling strings. I mean, he was in there tearing up the government. He had to have like implanted, or I mean, he could definitely give that guy money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a legal thing you can do in the US is just billionaires and trillionaires can just give politicians money as lobbying money.
Just donating to their campaign,
You know,
guys.
like, here, don't do this deal with Canada because I don't want these superior Chinese cars that are actually cheaper and people would definitely buy them to ruin my sales.
Ottawa has grown closer to Beijing, including a deal to bring in Chinese EVs. Prime Minister Mark Carney was caught on hot mic last month trying to reassure U.S. President Donald Trump about the agreement. That rapprochement appears to be a sticking point, along with Canada's dairy supply management system and a previous attempt to get U.S. streamers to pay more for Canadian content, something Canada backed down on.
Obviously, that's good. It's good not to do something you shouldn't have done to begin with.
Canada and Mexico had wanted
I
CUSMA.
don't know why all the Trump people are just such clowns. This guy does not look like he belongs there.
They gotta throw their little douchey comments in there too, of being like, I don't know, they're so sassy for no reason.
So condescending.
Yeah, that's it. It's
They're like,
condescending.
ugh, why don't you just listen to us? Obviously, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's good not to do something you shouldn't have done to begin with.
Canada and Mexico had wanted CUSMA renewed, which covers roughly $2.5 trillion in trade
It
annually.
really sucks for them that the U.S. is in between.
Yep.
Because I'm sure it would suck to have to ship all the way around, but they might have to end up doing it still. They might have to.
CUSMA is in place, and the government has been at it, working with the negotiating.
The move triggers rolling reviews and a 10-year clock on its expiration.
I think what
I
we
mean,
can
we were
trigger-
in Quebec and at the hotel. They were, I don't know if it was the same woman or not, but they were showing like some news thing, and it was the same situation like this where they have the person stand there and then the people around it. I don't know. It's interesting.
It
to me.
almost looked exactly the same as
Yeah.
this.
Is this the actual one?
I honestly feel like it could be. Unless she just talks from here a lot. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Maybe.
Working with the negotiating.
The move triggers rolling reviews and a 10-year clock on its expiration.
I think what we can expect is a continuation, maybe even an intensification of demands for concessions from the U.S. on a wide range of things.
Tariff-free access remains for most Canadian exports, but the tactics are shaking one of the last predictable pillars of trade. Taria Isri, Global News, Montreal.
At this point, I mean, I know that Canada and the U.S., obviously they're right next to each other, so that's a big economic thing to be able to trade with the U.S. But I mean, at this point, it just seems like it would be better for Canada just to make more deals with China.
Yeah.
Just,
It's crazy that it's either you work with your longtime closest ally who all of a sudden now has way more demands and is super volatile and not as trustworthy, or you go into new lands with a new frontier with new countries.
it's probably better off for Canada and the rest of the world if, like, I mean, even Canada and Europe start supporting the U.S. not being the world currency, the U.S. dollar, because that seems to be the only thing that's keeping the U.S. at that dominant position.
It is kind of like sad sometimes. Like you see countries like Spain or something where they're like standing up against this administration for what they believe in, but then sometimes they just don't have enough power because the U.S. still has so many of those like inherent powers over the world economy. And I mean, they destroyed the world economy. It's in the wrong hands, but they do have them.
I mean, it's even like here with Carney. Like, he has his speeches sometimes where he's like, hey, we're going to focus on Canada. We don't need the U.S. Oh, then right there, you see him being like, hey, don't worry. It's only 3% of the cars. It's not that many. It's not that many, Trump. Please. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep working with us on this deal, okay? And that's like the thing. It's the U.S. just kind of holds all the cards still. And unless all the countries that trade with them come together and like, nah, you're not holding the cards anymore, it's never going to change.
It's a precarious situation. It's like throwing a narcissistic child at the head of the car, and then everyone else is like trying to get them to stop driving and be like, oh, chill out.
A narcissistic, dementia-ridden child that throws massive temper tantrums weekly.
As soon as you get a little too close.
And is also a pedophile, by the way.
Yeah. A convicted felon.
And the Epstein files are just kind of disappearing.
He stormed the National Capitol building.
Yeah. And he says that the American elections are rigged. So, yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you in the next one.
Goodbye.